I don't know, it just was not what I was expecting. I don't know how to put it into words. Well, of course, my first thought was, like most people, that it's a traditional homeschool where I have to do a lot. Fortunately, that's not the way it is. I have the dedicated teachers, and the support is great, and good friends, and interacted more with Impact than she did with her traditional school. The rapport was better with her Impact teachers than she has had with her other teachers. It did feel like they knew her. They were more personable with her. The communications were, they would call her and check on her. Things that you just kind of get overlooked.
Well, these teachers are honestly probably the best teachers I've ever had. Every single time that I don't do work a day or anything like that, they contact my mom or anything, and if they need to talk to me about it, if I have any questions, I can go straight to them. I can contact them by email, their phone, and they have office hours at practically all day. I can contact them before 8 at night, and it just really just feels like any time I possibly can, I can talk to my teachers.
Thank you for taking the time to review this case study for Edustat 2013. This is High Impact Establishing a Full-Time District Virtual School from an Idea to Success with Dr. Brian Blanton and Mr. Steve Thompson. The issue that we wanted to address by establishing a full-time virtual school really is exemplified within the numbers on this page. Over a 6-month time, we had almost a doubling of the amount of students who were leaving the school district and going to the state's full-time virtual charter schools. We also had 13% of our students in the county that were other schooled, private or homeschooled, which is not an issue for us as a school system, except that we want to reach out to all of our constituents to provide services. At the same time, our superintendent and senior leadership within the school district were reaching out to our school leaders to say that they wanted to provide more innovative solutions and options for students and parents. And the school system had already been a leader throughout the state, and particularly in our school system, in providing online learning for high school courses in a supplemental format. So we were charged with our superintendent to look into a full-time virtual program. We look at the research, the meta-analysis from the DOE, the U.S. DOE, and we also formed an advisory group that made up multiple stakeholders throughout our community, including business, parents, and teachers and principals. We engaged them. They really provided the guidance we needed for this project. From that advisory team, they set out a set of guiding principles that would be the foundation for how we established this first full-time virtual program in Henry County. Impact Academy was created. It had particular elements that were important from those founding principles that included face-to-face time with students as they needed it or desired it, full-time academic teachers, field study opportunities for students to problem solve and collaborate face-to-face, and college and career guidance for students. So this is how it works for Impact Academy. A student enrolls if they're not enrolled in Henry County schools and can choose between doing all of their classes online or doing part of their coursework online and part of their coursework in a traditional environment. That might be a dual enrollment, which is a college level coursework, or it might be at their home school, or it might be work-based learning. But they're still members of their school, and so they can participate in activities and clubs, but also graduate with their peers at the home school. We established a pyramid of academic intervention, which allowed us to have triggers for intervening with students as they struggle. Our logic model for this really exemplifies those particular pieces that we wanted to have in place. Teachers had 2 days a week where they could engage students in either inviting them or requiring them to come for face-to-face instruction. They have webinars weekly. They communicate often and consistently. We provide college and career guidance to students in a way that is a service to the students and parents of this particular learning community. And we provide face-to-face time for students to work together through learning opportunities such as service learning, but also field studies. Some of the constraints we saw through this program were that not all students were good learners online. We knew that from the years' experience of doing online learning prior to this, but we adapted our approach to identify those students and orient them to online learning. We also did a lot of professional learning with teachers to know what is good online learning. We also saw a cultural change within our district where since last year we've had one of our middle schools that will turn into a facilitated learning model for half their students, and the district as a whole adopted digital content for the majority of their courses for 6-12 next school year. And since this past school year, we have tripled enrollment for the 2013-14 school year. Reflection and changes relate to how we orient students to online learning. It's a very important process because it is a different mode of instruction. We will also, and how we support kids in intervening. And one of the things we're going to do next year is different, is we're going to do home visits. Collaboration is important, and we know that in all circumstances of teaching and learning, but we have changed our processes so that teachers have time to do that together. Like I said, orientation support, we started a Jumpstart orientation for the summer. If you have questions, please let us know.